Going into the second test match against India, West Indies' batting performance in relation to runs per wicket was the worst among the 12 test playing nation in test cricket. It was the second worst overall in the history of cricket. Those numbers have improved slightly, but just slightly. Hello everyone, welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here. I appreciate your company, and I look forward to your interactions as we go through a review of this test match thus far, in particularly the West Indies batting performances. I also want you to know that this show is brought to you by COOFANDY. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the video description and visit the COOFANDY store. The shirt I'm wearing this morning is from COOFANDY. They deal in men fashion. So on and off stream, I wear COOFANDY. You can get yours too by scanning the QR code or click the link in the video description. So, at the start of this test match, West Indies batsmen were averaging 15.6 runs per wicket in test cricket since the start of the year. That means when the West Indies team bats, they expect to score 172 runs. That was the average that was expected from the West Indies team. Now in this test match, after this test match, that average have improved slightly to 17.51. Therefore, on average, when the West Indies team bats, they expect to score 192 runs. I said that to say that despite the fact that we're going to lose this match, there are some positive to be taken from the second test match against India. And that is one of the positive. We have improved our runs per wicket average from 15.6 to 17.51. Not a big jump. And persons might be saying, so what's the fuss about that? That's just 2. It's just 2. It's less than 2. It's less than 2. It's 1.91. So what? 1.91 or 1.89? What's the fuss about that? Is not really a fuss about it. An illustration that I always use is that a child who is averaging 20 in maths in school, and if 2 months' time that child started to average 22, then there's an improvement. So what I'm saying is that this is an incremental improvement, and you will look forward to see if it continues or it was just a blip. But it's an improvement, and it's a positive that should be taken out of the match. A second positive that should be taken out of this match is that it has gone into the 5th day. And from the start of the year is the first match that is going into the 5th day. It's the first match that West Indies is playing that is going into the 5th day. So that is also a positive. It will probably last less than an hour or probably an hour and a half on the 5th day, depending on the approach of the West Indies bowlers and the intensity that we want to go into the match with. Because it could be a case that we give up and don't show any professionalism, and then India will just score these runs quite easily. Let's hope not. Let's hope we show some intensity and try and stretch this match out for another hour and a half. So that is also a positive. We have been losing matches in 2.5 days, 2 and a third day. We have been losing matches early on the 3rd day. So that is also a positive, that we have stretched the match into the 15th. Another positive is that we have scored our highest individual total since 2025, since the start of the year. 390 runs in the second innings. And in scoring 390 runs in the second innings, which is our highest total, as I said, since the start of the year, we have to look back and see when was the last time that West Indies scored 390 runs in their second innings of a test match. So that's a big positive. I am not able to tell you that. Probably someone like Michael Douglas is doing the research, Banana Brooks, those guys that generally do the research and assist me here, as I can't do all the research. But that 390 runs in the second innings, which is our highest total since the start of the year, it may well be a very, very long time that West Indies have scored 390 runs in the fourth innings, in the third innings of a test match. It may well go back to that world record chase of 314 runs when we beat Australia in that match in Antigua. It may well go back to that, probably more than about 20 years ago. So it's going to be very interesting as you guys do the research. So that's another positive. We have scored our highest total since the start of the year, and we have scored our highest second innings total for a very, very, very long time. Another positive that should be taken from this match is that the first time since 2023, when Craig Brathwaite and Tej Narayan Chanderpaul scored centuries in the same match, that is the first time we are having two batsmen scoring a century in a test match since then. That is also another positive, as both Sheo and John Campbell were able to register centuries in this match. So, all in all, there's a number of positives coming out of the match. And we cannot take anything away from all those positives, because those are the facts. Now, that being said, I must tell you that I'm totally dissatisfied with the performance of the West Indies batsmen in both innings of the test match. Scoring 248 all out in the first innings of that test match is criminal. It's one of the flattest batting pitch I have seen all year. It reminds me of the days when the pitches in Sri Lanka was so flat that batsmen used to score triple centuries so regularly. It was absolutely a flat pitch. And I, for one, think that India decided to prepare this flat pitch because they want the match to stretch out. I don't know if they expect West Indies to put up such a strong fight, because if they do, one, they would not have declared for 518, and two, they would not have enforced the follow-on. I think it's sheer arrogance why they enforce the follow-on. So I'm totally dissatisfied with the performance of the West Indies team in this match. Now, India did us a favor by enforcing the follow-on, allowing the West Indies batsmen, providing the West Indies batsmen with an opportunity to know what it is like to bat against tiring bowlers. Something that our batsmen have been unable to achieve on their own. So India, willingly or unwittingly, provided us to bat against tiring bowlers. And so the West Indies batsmen got that opportunity. There's no way playing a test match, your team bowls 82 overs, and you enforce the follow-on. I said it time and time again. In that match in which Brian Lara made the 400 runs, Should West Indies have gone back and bat for 2 or 3 hours and put in England after tea and the 4th day, would have won that match. I think we lost that match. That match drew because West Indies enforced the follow-on. And I am not in agreement with enforcing the follow-on, especially when my bowlers bowl 80-yard overs. And so West Indies batsmen got an opportunity to bat against tiring bowler. Now, what did they do with this? Tej Narayan Chanderpaul, his first innings dismissal shows that he's not ready for Test cricket. He batted 67 ball and then guided the ball into the man's hands at slip. But if that was a clearly showing a lack of techniques, and I believe that he's the worst batsman in this team, he should not be on the team any at all. I even said it before this match. No one can say now I'm saying this after the match. I said that I would have played Kevin Anderson to open the innings. All of you who were here on Tuesday know that I have Kevin Anderson in my playing 11. Chanderpaul is just out of his depth. Just as you were beginning to feel comfortable on Saturday night, that he's Saturday morning, that he's going to make some runs. Was it Saturday? Yes, Saturday night. Face 67 deliveries, and you start to relax now because you say, there's no way these guys are going to get out on this pitch so easily. He guided the ball into first slip and literally, not a hedge. If it was an hedge, you could understand, but literally guide the ball into first slip hand. And so, but his second innings dismissal, when the Indian bowlers were so tired, they just barely carrying over their arm, shows a lack of cricket IQ. I think the word that I use on the watch along was boned. It just shows a cricket IQ, you know, and to get out in that fashion on that pitch against tiring bowlers, he should pack his bag and go and never see West Indies cricket again. John Campbell, highest test score ever for him. What was it? 115? And when he reached 100, we were saying on the watch along, these next few deliveries is going to tell us whether he's satisfied with 100 or not. And his reaction after reaching 100 clearly showed that he was satisfied with making 100. And world-class batsmen, well, I know they're not world-class, but you cannot be satisfied with making 100 when your team is trailing. I congratulate him for making the 100. You can't take away that from him. I am not arguing about the 100 that he makes. I'm talking about how comes is he satisfied with making 100. And the strokes that he played afterward showed you that he was satisfied. He felt that his job was done. And that is not the quality of cricketers. That's not the mindset that we want our cricketers to have. So I cannot be satisfied with his dismissal. It was just after the drinks break, the first delivery after the drinks break. He edged it between first slip and the keeper. And we were so happy for the drinks break because we saw what he was doing before the drinks break, and we are saying, no, the drinks break is going to calm him down. Sammy is going to talk to him and so on, and they get a calm down, and he will start again and look to make a double. But the first delivery after the drinks break, he edged it between first slip and the keeper. Fine, it's an edge. That's how it is. Maybe after the drinks break, he never quite tuned on back. But then the very next delivery, he went to reverse sweep. Reverse sweep, after hedging the ball for 4, the previous delivery, he went to reverse sweep and was out plumb leg before. And to rub salt in our wound, he chose to review it and chose to take a long time to walk off the field. When all he had was to do was to, if he wanted to sweep, sweep, but don't reverse sweep. You have been sweeping all innings. Why now that you reach 100, you just want to reverse sweep? Now for me, neither John Campbell nor Tej Narayan Chanderpaul I would pick for New Zealand. Tej Narayan Chanderpaul because he can't bat, and John Campbell because that's not the attitude I want in the team. Now you may say, well, he might make 100, but these guys have been spoken to time and time again before about their attitude. And if you keep on talking to somebody about their responsibility at the crease and to go big, and they just throw away their wicket, there comes a time when talking have to stop and actions need to be taken. So none of them would go to New Zealand for me. Alec Athanaze, he throwed away his wicket in the first innings, no doubt about that. After facing 84 deliveries, you cannot get out that way. But in the second innings, he get a wonder ball. So no one can, I don't have an issue with Alec Athanaze in the second innings. I have said a lot on his dismissal in the first innings already. Shai Hope. I watched Shai Hope bat today, and I saw a determined, focused man who wants to make runs. He was determined to make runs. He was watching the ball. And when you look at Shai Hope's attitude after he reaches 100, and you look at John Campbell's own after he reaches 100, you will see what I'm talking in the difference between the two men attitude. Shai Hope wants to go big. You saw it on his face. You saw his determination. I got the feeling that Shai Hope wants to be the all-format captain. And if that's his motivation, then so be it. I'm happy that something is motivating him. No matter what that motivates a person, you should be happy that something is motivated them. And so if that's his motivation, I'm happy. But I saw a determined, highly motivated Shai Hope. Now he got out the way that probably most of us thought that he would got out. And one wonder why India didn't use more short ball to him and so on. We're not, but, and this is where now, life is not black and white. Sorry, just a minute. It is everything in between. It is not black and white. It's not that's one line over there and one line over there. So persons will say, so how am I saying that Shai Hope is determined, he looked focused, he looked highly motivated, he wanted to bat long. But then now, and the next line I'm going to say, it again shows his lack of mental resilience. As soon as India got that new ball and Siraj and Bumrah running and bowl a few bouncers to him, he was no longer interested in getting in line. So both are true. He was highly motivated, he was determined, he wanted to bat long, you see it on his face. But as soon as they bowled the bouncers to him and start to rough him up with some short ball, he was no longer interested in batting long. He became scared and was no longer prepared to get in line. That's why he was at square leg when he hung his bat out to a delivery. 6 stumps or 3 more stumps outside the half stump, got the inside edge and was bowled down. Rastan Chase. I don't have much to say about Rastan Chase more than to say if I was the coach, Rastan Chase would not have taken back the field last night, because after he got out, I don't know what shot he was playing. A hapless spinner bowling to Rastan Chase, him tired, the man and can hardly go over, and Chase has turned the ball into the man and ran back with a square leg. After the poor dismissal in the first innings. Rastan Chase should not be in this team any at all. Not be in this team. And one believes that the only reason why Rastan Chase is captain in the West Indies team is because he plays for the St. Lucia Kings, Darren Sammy teams that he coaches in the CPL. That argument is saying more and more. I never thought of it at first, but as I look back, I started to believe it more and more, because what Rastan Chase has done to be in the test team much more to be captain of the test team in the first place. He should never have been in the test team in the first place. I know Sammy won't do this, but if I was the coach last night, when Raston Chase got out, I would have told him to pack his gears because there's a taxi outside waiting on him to take him to the hotel to collect his stuff because a flight have been booked for him to leave tonight immediately for Dubai, onwards to whether Los Angeles or New York, wherever the flight ends up, onward to Barbados. So he would be on his way home and he would be cut from the white ball squad. That's how I would treat Raston Chase. Yes, that's not how you behave as a captain. That's not the attitude of a captain. You need to concentrate, focus on cricket, and it shows that you can't bat and you can't bowl as the record shows. So you should not be in the West Indies team. Tevin Imlach. Tevin Imlach needs to find a balance. He needs to find a balance and stop, what's the word? Premeditate. And stop premeditate what he is going to do. Mark you, he got out the same way in both innings, trying to turn a straight ball from Kuldeep Yadav into the onside, playing across the line or leg before on both occasions. And this occasion, I was very happy that Chase practically ran him off. Chase, and the same way Chase was upset with the way that Tevin Imlach got out, he must know that he did the same thing. The only difference is that his ball made contact with the bat and it goes to back with a square leg. He was turning across was playing across the line of another straight one. So there was no difference between the two dismissals. But Tevin Imlach needs to find the balance. You won't drop him because a player needs to get a run. You know, he got 2 matches already, have not done anything, and this is his 3rd match. And when you look at his 8-team record, Percival show me said that he made 500 runs this year in regional 4-day. But look at his 8-team record. Has he ever made his age in an 8-team match representing the West Indies? You know, and in the 2 tests in Pakistan. So he has a lot of work to do. But from last night, from the two innings he batted, he needs to find a balance. He needs to find a balance between attacking and defending. He needs to stop premeditate what he's going to do. Last night he came forward and went back and was struck plumb leg before, similar to the way on Saturday night he went back right away and again was beaten and struck plumb leg before. On Saturday night he was too cagey. I pointed out 5 scoring opportunities. I think 3 full toss, 1 long up, and 1 off volley. All of those 5 balls should have put away for 4, and he blocked them to fielders. And when you are batting, yes, you have to protect your wickets. But if you are not scoring off the balls that are scoring deliveries, what are you going to score off? So it's not just batting a ball long. We want everybody to bat long. We want everybody to be determined and bat long. But when the bad balls come along, this is international cricket, you don't get a lot of bad balls, you know. And for you to get 5 bad deliveries in the space of half an hour, it's a rarity. And I am telling you, if Imlach had even hit 4 of those deliveries for 4, he would not have got out Saturday night, because the bowler would not have been pitching so full to him, because they realized that he was blocking everything. They keep on pitching fuller and fuller to him, and that's why he got out. He has to find the balance between attack and defense, and that's something that he has to work on. He has to work on his technique, and he has to trust his technique so that he does not have to premeditate whether he's attacking or defending. Last night, he clearly looked at seed. The number 7 batsman, Justin Greaves, He played a terrible shot in the first innings. No one can say anything about that. But you know what Justin Greaves did in the second innings? He scratched a 50 not out. Yes, he did not out. And too many of our batsmen got out on that pitch. Too many of our batsmen got out on a pitch that they should not have gotten out on. I can tell you, Brathwaite and Covey match, they're not getting out on that pitch so easily. No matter what you want to say about them, Brathwaite and Covey match, not getting out on that pitch the easy way that our batsmen gets out. They are not. You think Shubman Gill can out on this pitch? Unless tomorrow morning it start bite and turn and so on. They can't out Shubman Gill on this pitch. Can't. Unless all of a sudden it's changed character. But how that pitch play for the fourth day, you could have bowled all 4 days to Shubman Gill and you couldn't get him out. And so that's why I'm dissatisfied with the performance of the West Indies batsmen. And I'm very happy that Greaves came not out. I know that Shea Hope fans and John Campbell fans will be elated this morning because they made a century. And that's fine, be happy. Your guy make 100, be happy. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to ask yourself a question. Are you satisfied with them only making 100 on that pitch? Or do you wanted them to go big? So celebrate the 100. In life, we are here for a good time, not a long time. And we must celebrate every victory. And a century is a century in cricket. But are we satisfied with the century? I want to point out one last thing before I come to your comment, because this morning's show is really about you, and I react to your comments as best as I can, if I can react to it, because there are times when I cannot react to comments because I just don't understand them. I just don't understand the point they are making. And if it's a statement, I don't need to react to it. Now, to bring home the point that I'm making about the quality of the pitch, I want to bring home this point. Kevlin Anderson got out once, sorry, Anderson Phillip got out once in this match. He faced 103 deliveries while getting out only once. That's the West Indies number 10. Picked as a bowler, the 4th best fast bowler in the West Indies, deserves his spot in the team. Yes, he deserves his spot in the team, although he doesn't get a wicket. The wickets will come. You just need to remain patient. Is that everyone gets off to a flying start? So many times persons get off to poor starts in their career, but turn out to be good. And you can't really go in on a man who has just started. 103 deliveries, got out once. Athanaze, Chase, Chandapal, Imlak got out twice in the match, and they still don't face 103 deliveries. Yes. So Chandapal, Athanaze, Chase, and Imlak, they got out twice in the match, and they never faced 103 deliveries in total in the match. 4 of our top 6, while the number 10 faced 103 and got out only once. And if you look at Jaden Seals, 92 deliveries and got out only once, batting at number 11. And when I said I am dissatisfied with the performance of the team, despite all the positives that I listed at the start of the show, It is those figures that tells me that India should not be winning this match. The worst case scenario, it should have been a draw match. West Indies batsmen, all the top 6 got out to a tiring attack on a slow pitch, a pitch that is offering absolutely nothing. It's a pitch, yes. It's a cricket pitch. 1 or 2 is going to keep low. Nothing wrong with that. That's a normal course of batting on a pitch. It's clay. A ball might hit a dead spot or so on. But that pitch is the best batting pitch I've seen West Indies played on in a long time. And persons are saying that probably we need to prepare some of these pitches in the Caribbean batting wicket. But then I don't necessarily believe in that. I don't believe in the type of pitches that we are prepared in, like for the test matches against Australia. But we need to find a balance and prepare good cricket wickets so that we can encourage our bowlers. But that's the best batting pitch. And all 6 of our batsmen in the first innings, 7. Our top 7 in the first innings gave away their wicket. You cannot point to one good ball in the first innings that get any of our top 7. And in the second innings, 5 of our top 7 gave away their wicket. 4 by playing poor shots and 1 by running from pace. I have rambled on long enough. I thank you for being here. I encourage you once again to scan the QR code and purchase something today from COOFANDY, the best in men's fashion. The shirt I'm wearing is from COOFANDY. On and off the screen, I wear COOFANDY fashion. You too can wear yours. If you don't want to scan the QR code, click on the link in the video description. Also in the video description, you will see the Cricket Forum store. It's Amazon storefront. So click on the link and it will take you right to our Amazon storefront. Support the Cricket Forum. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you very much. Good morning to everyone once again. Big up yourself, my friend Bristol. Good batting effort, but it should have been better. It should have been better, and I don't know if I would give it good. I would give it average. But if someone wants to give it good, Christopher Bristol, my dear friend, then it's up to you. But in my book, I can't be satisfied with 390 on that pitch. No way can I be satisfied with 248 and 390 against a tiring bowling attack. We should still be batting. Good morning to you, Sheldon. Good morning to you, Sheldon. Thank you for being here. Well, Ray Philip, if it's none of the above, so do it. Me just happy 2 West Indian got 100, said Christopher Bristol. Okay, fine. Well, Ray Phillips, clearly my standard are higher than yours. Persons who really understand cricket, persons who really want to see West Indies cricket going forward, and persons who know the game, know that that's not a good batting performance. But if you rate that as a good batting performance, then I don't have a problem with you. But I'm sure persons who are having a real gaps of what a good performance is don't see that. So you probably didn't even watch the match or saw the pitch that they're batting on. But persons who have a real understanding of cricket will not see that as a good performance. I am okay with that. The champion, better performance from the guy. You have to give them that. You have to give them credit for that. Better performance. You have to give them that. But better doesn't mean good. Better doesn't mean good. Good morning to you, Jamor Suman. And Sheldon said, I told you that Hope would have scored 100 on this ODI pitch. I don't remember you said that, Sheldon, but it's okay if you said it. Congratulations to getting it right. No problem with that, Sheldon. Good morning to you, Atina. Yes, good morning to you. The champion, I don't quite understand that one. Good morning, Winston King. You were here with us all night. Yes. Good showing to see West Indies take the game in a 5th day. I agree with that. No problem. But we should have done more than just taking it into the 5th day. Yes, I am happy that they took the match in the 5th day. But with all the circumstances, they should have done better. West Indies should still be batting at this time. And you would have some very miserable Indian commentators and cricketers right now. Good morning to you, Mr. Casanova. Yes, no problem. Why is our number 11 outscoring most of our top orders? I can't answer that. The number 11 just showing up the batting. The number 10 and the number 11 just showing up the batting. Showing how easy the pitch is to bat on. And yet still we are getting, our batsmen are getting out on a pitch that is so easy to bat on. They're simply just showing it up. It's as simple as that. No mental toughness. More batters should have batted still and draw the match at Aintree Irish. That's the point I'm making. No mental toughness. Ian James said, flat pitch, this is what they should be doing regularly. I hope that the next time they see a flat pitch like this, that they will know that 390 is not enough. And, you know, definitely. I do believe that West Indies should do a warm-up match every time they tour, said Winston King. I explained that what is happening there, Winston King, why that is no longer. They tried to give them one, but because of West Indies want to play all 15 players in these warm-up matches, and these boards are saying, no, we are not going to play. We are not going to finance a curry boat match for the West Indies cricket team. If we are going to pick some guys to play against the West Indies, it must be a first-class match. So the guys, the statistics, the numbers from the match will go in on the guys' record. Yeah, Winston Miller said, well done, West Indies. All the best for the New Zealand series. Okay, no problem. Big up Christopher Bristol. In reverse cars the field set. Prize boy, I don't understand that. It's a in reverse cars at the field setting. I don't understand. I don't quite understand that one, prize boy. Winston King think they should bring in Amir Jangu to open the batting. He's a fearless batter. Thank you for your suggestion, Winston King. Listen, you just had two guys just give you a test centuries. Winston King, you are not understanding the point that I'm making. That's why you made that point. You don't understand the point that I'm making. And probably you weren't even here listening to the start of the show. And also is that I have high standard. Very, very high standard, you know. And it's not about giving the guys the break, because I am sure what I am saying in this show, I am almost sure that's what they are being told. Gentlemen, 390, yes, that's an improvement, but that was not enough. It's that simple as that, you know. And so I don't think you really understand what I'm saying, Winston, you know. Mr. Casanova said, Lara and Viv needs to talk, because you see, some persons see this world in black and white. Fortunately for me, I don't see it as black and white. I see it as everything in between, because I believe that I can praise and criticize and analyze in the same paragraph. I believe I have that skill. I have that intellectual maturity to able to praise, analyze, and criticize in the same paragraph. I'm not limited to just praising. I have this skill set and the ability to do otherwise, you know, and I know that 390, good total. It may well be our best second innings total since the record run chase against Australia. But that doesn't prevent me from saying that with all the circumstances on that pitch, they should have scored more. Laura and Viv needs to talk to these guys and tell them they need to carry on after getting 100. Yes, they need to do that, yes. I don't think he wants to be all format captain. Sammy asked him to be that, and he said no. Colin Anderson, well, if you know that, well, you know that. I don't know that. As the first I'm hearing that, I know that persons come here and because they're entitled to their opinion will say anything because they think they are in the know. So I don't know where that is coming from. You could be right. You may not necessarily right, but it's the first I'm hearing that. Okay. So you may well be right, you may well be not, you may well be not, because the thing about it, if you come and say that there's a 50% chance that you are right and there's a 50% chance that you are wrong. If you are wrong, we will not hear about it, but if you are right, you will come back and say, I told you so. You know, but that's the first time hearing about that. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if you hear it from any good source. I don't hear about that, and I'm in the know. Although West Indies banned me from their press conferences, I am still in the know. Colin Anderson. I think John Campbell always want to go big. Well, he never showed that. He didn't. He probably wanted to go big, and there's a difference between wanted to go big and the action you take. So if you want to go big, you should take actions to show that you want to go big. But the actions that he took didn't show that he want to go big. Carlton, when you meet Campbell, who are you going to replace him with? And again, I'm not dropping Campbell on performance. I'm dropping him on attitude because I talk to him often enough. So I'm going for Adge. I'm going for Brathwaite. I have Kevlin and Anderson who could open. Somebody mentioned Amir Django, and you also have Joshua Da Silva, you know. Bumrah tried the short bouncers, but that pitch was very flat for bouncers. But and that's why we are surprised that he roughed up someone like Sheob and Sheob start running. You know, it surprised us. Athena said, great athletes are never satisfied. Absolutely, Athena. I want to read that again. But again, Athena, you know, I'm going to read it again, but we have already decided that these guys are not good, much more to be great. We have already decided that these guys are average and mediocre. So we understand what they did. You know, we are trying our best to motivate them and inspire them to greater heights. That's what we are doing, trying our best to motivate them and inspire them to greater heights, you know. But so that's absolutely. So you're saying great athletes are never satisfied. Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, just to name a few, Brian Lara, Vivian Richards, Steve Sibbett, when it comes to cricket, yes. Chase is the weakest link with Chanderpaul in this team. None of them should be there. None of them should be there. Commendable, but not convincing, said Sunil Kumar Singh. If results is clear, then performance does. If result is clear, then performance does not matter. After first two bowlers, Greaves released all the pressure. No repair, neither Greaves as third bowler. Okay, thank you, Kumar. Thank you, Kumar Singh. Roddy Latu said, Sammy wanted a captain he can dictate. That's why Raston Chase is there. Absolutely. And I saw something that happened last night that tells me that, but I won't go into that. Ethan Hunt is thinking that excellent determination from West Indies captain. Okay, good. Imlap taking the gloves, I think, took the pressure off Hope, said Mr. Casanova. May well be. That's a good point, Mr. Casanova. You know, Ethan Hunt think that it was an excellent performance. Again, I said I have no problem with anyone who think that it was a good, great, or excellent performance. For me, though, it was a below average performance on that pitch against a very tired India attack. I would have preferred if Imlap continued to use his speed than get out the same way, said Michael Douglas. Thank you for your comment. Seals Philip technique is better than Tage. Not quite sure about Seals, but Philip, yes, I agree that Philip has a better technique than the opener, Tage Narayan Chandapal. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Atina. As Atina said, please slash a like on the video. For the best in men's fashion, scan the QR code and check out COOFANDY. On and off the stream, I wear COOFANDY shirts like the one I'm wearing now. Check them out or click on the link in the video description. Also in the video description is a Cricket Forum store. Check out our Amazon storefront. Click the link and it will take you right to our Amazon storefront. This is have to be one of the worst Indian pitch for the bowlers I've seen in 15 years. Yeah, it could well be. Because back in the days, the Indian pitches used to be a lot like this, especially when they are playing against the West Indies, just in an effort to draw the match. Ricardo God is saying, everything you say is true, my friend. Thank you for that, Ricardo Gardner. I appreciate that. But man, you get yourself in trouble by agreeing with me, Ricardo Gardner. But I appreciate that. And I'm convinced about the things that I'm saying. And I think that's the way to improve standard. Because you can't just be satisfied with what. So thank you very much, Ricardo Gardner. We should have scored more runs with set batters in batting paradise. Absolutely. In both innings. In both innings. The way that Chandapal and Atanase got out in the first innings, man. Rust and Chase. Shea Hope. Oh my Lord, Justin Greaves. It's hurtful. I agree. Ainsworth Harris said, I agree with both Centurions were supposed to stay batting. Yes, man, I agree. The only problem I had with Greaves' innings, he could have protected Warrican and Anderson Phillip better. I think he served up Warrican to Siraj and Phillip to Bumrah. That may be true. That may be true in some sense, Mikel. But you know what? You know why I don't have a problem with it, Mikel? I would be a hypocrite to want him to do that when what I want him to do is to play for himself. I want him to play for himself. Have pride in playing for himself and in family. That's what I want him to do. So, on the face of it, yeah, I could understand what you're saying, but I do not have a problem with the man playing for himself and said, what, you know what? Me, I come not out, And in truth and fact, with Seals facing 67 balls in the second innings, up to the point when he got out, he faced 66. I have confidence in the number 11, and he was batting well. Sean Gardner said, like, oh, you know so much, why you never play the game? Well, Sean Gardner, I played the game. I played the game. I played the game, Sean. I played the game. I played the game, boss. I played the game. And you see, Sean Gardner, my friend, never use your energy to criticize another man's knowledge. Use that energy to improve your own knowledge. I'm just giving you, and you realize that the emotion gone, because you know that most of these things are just emotion, it's commentary, it's banter. But yeah, never use your energy and time to criticize another man's knowledge. Use it to enhance your own knowledge. You can fact check him. Yeah, nothing wrong with fact checking a person. I say something that is factually incorrect. Nothing wrong with saying that you are incorrect. You are wrong. But in giving my opinion and sharing my knowledge, and it doesn't go only for me, use that time. Use the time that you spend to criticize another man's knowledge. Use it to, to build your own knowledge. And I say that as humbly as possible. Yeah, I know that takes the energy out of me, man. It takes some of the energy out. That takes some of the it takes the energy, some of the energy out of me. Imran Frederick is saying, who is your number 3 batsman for New Zealand tour? I'm sticking with that, and yes, I won't remove him from number 3. Troy Perry saying, you want too much too soon. They just lost in an embarrassing way. It's a process step by step. Troy Perry. No, Troy Perry. It's okay if you don't want what I want. But you mustn't tell me what I should want. If you don't, if my standards are not yours, don't try to beat down my standard. Just leave me where I am. But I just think it's unfortunate for you to tell me that I want too much, which is like saying that your standard is too high. You want to. This is an elite international team. It's an elite international cricket team. And I am sure if you name any one of the great players, if you should have a conversation with them right now, they will echo the sentiments that I'm echoing. So I said to you the same thing that I said to the person earlier. No, man, don't criticize a man for his standard. Don't criticize a man for his knowledge. You can make a valuable contribution. You can make a constructive contribution. You don't have to, we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there. We don't. Vernon, John, how are you doing? Whatever happened to Kevin Hodge? I think it's Kavim Hodge. Have Sammy given up on him? He's a better option than some of the other so-called top 6 on the team. No, Chanda Paul is not a good option. He has a very low ceiling. Vernon John, I agree with that. Malaika Malala believe that Kevlin Anderson cannot bat. And I don't have an issue with that because it's your own judgment. And if you judge and say that he cannot bat, I don't have an issue with it. I have a different opinion, but that's what the world is all about. We all have our own opinions and we respect each other's opinion. We have seen enough bad times. That's why small success looking big. Since series started, West Indies even on paper was not going to beat India. Lots of techniques issue. They should play in India first class. Well, I think that last part is stretching it a little bit too far. But yeah, we have had a number of poor series, and I want to say something to those 2 persons in particularly, and not it's more than 2. That I'm trying to my best to put it into context because we're a community here, and I want to give everyone thanks for being here. And I want to thank all the new subscribers for being here too. And I thank you because the show that I did last week, Monday, I think the thumbnail said Shift Blade. That show, I've garnered over 800 subscribers for this channel. So from last week till now, the channel have improved by over 800 subscribers as a result of that show that I did last week when I talk about shift blame. And I thank you, everyone. I thank everyone for being here. And I thank all of you, those new, especially those new subscribers who found last week's show so enlightening and revealing that you choose to subscribe. All over 800 of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, so I want to put it in context now. And because I'm trying my best now to show persons what's my thought process are. If that 390 has come in the first innings, even this same pitch, it would have a higher ceiling than 390 against tired bowlers and a batting pitch. If that 390 had come at Barbados in the first innings of a match, it would have a higher ceiling. You know? So I am not satisfied with the 390 because with all the circumstances, and some of the persons who are not getting what I'm saying, you know, I don't think they watch the match. They're just looking at the numbers. They don't see how tired the Indian bowlers were. They didn't see that the pitch is absolutely doing nothing. I think Sheldon Smith referred to it as a road, you know. So, yeah. And for that, the ceiling has to be higher on a pitch like that. Can you kindly tell us what you... No, I said I wasn't going to say it, Zachary Ali. I was not going to say it. Probably you should watch some more of the cricket. Hope made his name opening in ODIs, so he should use to facing bouncers. Surprised that he was running from pace, said Ian James. But Ian James, it's not the first time Shea Hope ran from pace. We know that he ran from pace. We know that's why he never went to Australia for that test series, the one where he won the match. We know that's why, because he never wanted to play in the test series because he was asked by Andre Coley. We know that's why he have gone down the order, batting at number 4 in ODI and insists he's not going to open. We know that the short ball gets out a lot. We know that the inducker gets him out a lot. We know those things. We know that he... So I was surprised that he ran last night on that flat pitch, but that's why I said low mental resilience, you know. The Greaves got out unless, yes, well, the first innings dismissal was poor. I did discuss that already. Valerie, how you doing? Thank you, man. You have enough cricketing knowledge to criticize and make suggestions. There's much space for improvement, said Valerie. They must have the hunger to push and keep thinking. Too much lapses. Thank you, Valerie, for appreciating. MS, good while I haven't seen you. The problem is that West Indies have been bad for a long time, so we tend to praise any kind of average performances. Now, yeah, that's the point I am making. Very, very, very good point. Demo Dre, how you doing? There's a thin line between critical and being overcritical. You, sir, are being overcritical. Thank you for expressing your opinion, Demo Dre. That's your opinion. Thank you. I don't think I am, but if you think so, then it's up to you, because, you know, and that first part of your comment is a much better comment than the two previous, because you think that I have passed the line. I don't think so, but I do not have any issue with you thinking that I'm overcritical. I don't think I am. Majority of the persons don't think I am, but it's your opinion. I respect that, you know. So I respect that. Terence Strong said, Mr. Brown, I come here because everything you say is real. No sugarcoating. Big up, Mr. B. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Terence Strong. You always inspired me, and I always thank you for your support. Congratulations to John Campbell and Shea Hope. Good batting. Keep it up, guys. I am proud, said Ferrell Francis. Yes, congratulations to the guy and making 100. And you know, and there's another point that I want to make, you know, like Dre right now, while I respect his opinion, I would hope that he would go into more detail, you know, definitely go into more detail. Would Athanaze ever reach his real potential? Ian Shubman Gill played in the same under-19 tournament. He even topped the run scoring in the tournament, but look at where Gill is today. Very good point, Vernon John. And that is something that I've said in the past. And not only Gill, but guys like Wilkes, you know, Harry Brook was in that same tournament too, you know. And there's a number of guys who not coming to me, you know. Yeah, but Harry Brook was in that same tournament that Alec Athanaze. Gill was in it. And it's a point that we made several times, Vernon John. There's another point that I want to make, though, on that same issue to show the difference in standard and where we should really be. Because it is clear Athanaze was a leading run scorer in the 2018 World Cup. A number of guys now playing for England and India and South Africa. I think Markram was one of them in that 2018 World Cup. You know, they are now way above of Athanaze, who was the leading run scorer in that tournament. Mackenzie also performed well in that tournament. Where's Mackenzie now? You know, but we have somebody last year, I think it was Charlie X, and then he has a number of persons agreeing with him that Alec Athanaze made 40 against South Africa, and he done his job. 40, you know, he done his job. And so we are satisfied with that standard. So when West Indies lose matches, if that is our standard, when West Indies lose matches, we should just accept it. Well, I can't, and I know many persons here won't. So if that's what we want, when we lose matches, don't complain. Be positive always. But I want to make another point on that same thing. When Jawasal came to the Caribbean in 2023, he was making his debut along with Alec Athanaze. Yet two of them made their debut the same time. Alec Athanaze and Jawasal. Look at the difference between the two now. Look at the difference. How many centuries Jawasal have compared to Alec Athanaze? 6, 8? Michael, please tell me. You know, both of them made their debut the same time, and Alec Athanaze was supposed to be this wonder kid, and we are satisfied with him making 40 yards because he has done his job. He made his debut with Jawasal, and those are the things that I'm saying. That's why I cannot be satisfied with where we are. I understand where you're coming from. Your point, in short, graceful loss is still a loss. Yes, Apina. Elton. Michael Douglas is saying, come to look at getting a century was greedy for these guys because they had the past 30. Come to look at getting, with an average of less than 25, getting a century was greedy by their standard. That's a highly intelligent point, you know, Michael Douglas. That's a deep point. I get where you're going. So, in other words, you are saying to me, Michael Douglas, and I understand what you're saying is that really and truly, we shouldn't really be expecting much more from these guys because they have done something that they have not done in years. Sheo passing 50 for the first time in 33 test innings and making 100 for the first time in 8 years is rarefied atmosphere. So I just need to appreciate those things and don't. It's an intelligent point you're making, Michael Douglas. It has some merit. It has some merit. I see what you're saying, but on the other hand, that's what the standard we want from supporting a team. You know, we yeah. Thank you, Mala. Big up yourself, Sir B. Any talent? No, I wouldn't know, Mala. I wouldn't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Yes, also Jarasol. I wouldn't know, Mala. Get what you're saying. India was trying to take 20 wickets in a row on a dead pitch. They managed to take it eventually. He says that should have never happened. Yes, that's the point that I'm making. Answer Springer is saying, I take the performance as a building block to New Zealand. I hope the confidence of the Centurions carry forward. I hope so too. Definitely hope so too, answer Springer. And others take heart and look at the lower order batters. Grit. I worry for Seals. You want to say why you worry? (2016) Under-19 World Cup won by West Indies. India had Pant, Ishan Kishan, Washington Sundar. Was Pant in the 2016 World Cup or 2018? I don't know, so I'll take your word for it. Yes, and those guys have. How many players we have from that under that 2016 victory? Alzari Joseph. I don't see any of that. Casey Carty is not a must pick. He has gone on to be a good ODI batsman, but he is poor as a test batsman. Shimran Etmaya, Odin Simit, you know, Obed McCoy. I'm just going through the list, and what happened to those players now from that under 16 tournament, that under 19 tournament that we won? Kingman said that good afternoon to you, that he loved the fight, the two Centurion, but can't ignore there were a mini collapse after Campbell got out. I love the fight I love what I see from the two Centurion up to the point of 100. But after 100, I love what I saw Shea was doing after he made the 100, because as I said at the beginning, you saw that he wanted to go big, but then he started to run from pace as usual. I never liked John Campbell's approach. Let's say it this way. I was not optimistic with John Campbell's approach after he makes the 100. Right? So, only rain can help us, said Sweet Mango. Yes. Alzari is the only sure pick. Imlak is just getting a start. Mr. B, the workload as the leading fast bowler, I hope his body stands up. It's just on this tour, you know, his body is going to stand up, because if you look on the first day when India batted it out, he only bowled 16 overs. So that's okay. He bowled some overs on the second day. He got a long rest because the team batted twice. And in truth and fact, you know, that Jaden Seals do share the workload with the two Josephs. Anderson Phillip is good. Yuan Lane is good. So Anderson Phillip and Yuan Lane are not at the level of the other three, but they are close by. So I am not, from a workload point of view, I am not that worried. It just looked that way because the other two Josephs are not here right now. Thank everyone for tuning in. Please remember to scan the QR code or click the link in the video description and get your items from the Cricket Forum store or Amazon storefront, and also from COOFANDY Fashion, which I'm wearing a COOFANDY shirt today on the stream. Thank you very much for being here. And once again, I want to big up all, and I am not ignoring all of you who have been here with me over the last 3 years. I'm just saying that big up to all those new 800 subscribers that have joined the channel since last week, Monday, as a direct result of the show that I did last week, Monday morning. Sheo never really celebrated that 100, which shows that he wanted to go on. Yes. We shouldn't judge Atanase and Jarasal because Indian cricketers play way more cricket than we does by far. King Nelson, I would ask you to do some research on how Jaraswal become the cricketer he is today. And the extent that he goes to find cricket to play. On some of the places that he plays cricket. It's time we stop finding excuses for mediocrity. We must stop finding excuse for mediocrity. And let me say this on that topic. Jaraswal is 23 years old. He has scored 6 test centuries and 12 50s. 6 test centuries and 12 50s. That's Jaraswal. So we are not comparing Jaraswal with Atanase because he plays more cricket, you are saying. Right? 6 test centuries and 12 50s. That's what Jaraswal has scored. On the part of Atanase, no test centuries, only 4 50s. Both of them made their debut the same time. So, in saying to me, don't compare Atanase with Jaraswal, you are saying to me, you accept the fact that Atanase doesn't even have 1 test century after 28 innings. And it is okay. It is okay. While Jaraswal is scoring a test 100 after every 7 innings. After every 7 innings, he's scoring a test 100. Atanase doesn't have any after 28. And that is okay. And you accept that? Well, the truth is, I don't accept that. I will not find excuse for mediocre performances. I can't find excuse for mediocre performances. I can't stop anyone from accepting those things. It's your right to determine what you want to accept, and I will never say you should not. But for me, I am not accepting mediocre performances. I cannot accept a man making 40 and his fans are saying that he has done his job. When Joel Andrew made the 30-yard in the match against Pakistan, and I pointed it out that yes, he made 30-yard, but it was not a good innings, Persus bashed me. Fine, where is Joel Andrew now? I wish him all the best. I see him doing a lot of running, and I hope he comes back and be a great West Indies batsman. But that's accepting those level of performances, that is way below what the world is doing. We are saying that we are accepting defeat because that's what we are doing. When we accept these low level performances, the two things can't be true. The two things cannot be compatible. We cannot accept mediocre performances and expect the team to win. So we have to decide what we want. And it's It's not yesterday we are losing. We are losing for over 2 decades now. So don't come here and tell me to give them time. They have had enough time. So tell me what you guys want. I don't want that, and I know that enough persons here want what I want. The two things cannot be true. Not true. The two things are not compatible. We cannot accept substandard 20 at average and expect that to beat teams where the players are averaging 49 and 50 and above. So tell us what we want. The West Indies' recent performance serves as a compelling argument against the 27th debacle discussion. By diminishing that with the right mindset, they can excel at the highest level, said Never Isaac. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Atina. Yes, welcome to those 800 subscribers. You know, welcome. I really appreciate. The Carter Montague said, well said, sir, 100%. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve Anderson. Thank you. It's as simple as that. Both are not compatible. We can't accept players averaging 25 and expect them to beat a team where the players are averaging 49 and 50. So we must decide whether we're going to accept that, then don't want the West Indies team to win. So whatever happened. And if that's what you want, I'm telling you, you are listening to the wrong guy because he doesn't want that. Thank you all. I appreciate you very much. Welcome. Thank you for that, Atina. That's very nice. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Let us pray for rain.